girls, everything in between. Welcome back to the backyard pond. Another live fishing adventure out here on the lake. And today's motto is just keep it simple, which is kind of like our theme, you know? Just keeping it simple. Switching it up. Normally I've been using big night crawlers, but today I'm venturing out into the world of red wigglers. Red wigglers are just a smaller worm, but I like them because they live up to their name. They tend to wiggle on the hook a lot more than the night crawlers. And hopefully the theory behind that is they attract the fish. With that being said, you go through them, you know, you got a big night crawler, you can chunk it up and got a red wiggler on there. Pretty long day at work, so we're just hanging out. Got some ridiculous slippers that some nieces and nephews gave me. But let's go ahead and toss out, see what we can't catch. I was out doing some jetty fishing earlier, and threw out, and I got a spinning rod, and I was throwing out, and I sliced the ever-loving crap out of my casting finger. Kids across the lake fishing, they got a big fish. They're pretty excited by that. Nothing really too entertaining happened. I used to go live every day, but you know, life kind of happens, and now I only get Tuesday and Thursday. If you want to catch a Tuesday and Thursday live, that's when we're doing it, and it'll probably be around, I think I'm gonna move it up. You know, I used to go 7, but summer's coming to an end and life kind of changes, so I'll be moving my lives to 6 o'clock. I also got a Ned rig here, speed worm. We'll throw that around as long as I don't have to stand up. Something's hitting the bobber, of course. Here, fishy, fishy. What do we got? What do we got? Ooh, pulled it away, bashed it into the bank. You know, hopefully everybody's having a good Thursday. Thanks for checking out the channel. Hoping to get some perch. Was hoping I didn't have to get up out of my chair. But of course, we're this will be the catch of the day if I can get it out. That's going to be the retie of the day. Doesn't that look epic, though, if I hold the rod like this? Like, yeah, fighting whales, bro. I don't want to climb down there. I don't want to be caught in the bushes. Come on, this is supposed to be... I wasn't even supposed to get out of my chair. Oof. Is there anything more nerve-wracking than when you're snagged in the bushes and you know that bobber and hook are just about to come flying at your face at 100 miles an hour? Good times. Pretty good day in the Pacific Northwest. If you're new to the channel, this is welcome to the backyard pond. 5-acre pond, 7 or 8 if it rains enough. Connects into a larger lake, eventually feeds out into the bay and eventually the ocean. We got yellow perch, bluegill, I'd say largemouth bass, but the spots are slowly taking over. Also got some trout and catfish as well. Bluegill, but right now we're kind of targeting the yellow perch, which is one of my favorite fish to eat out of the pond. I guess if I'm going in order, it's catfish, perch, trout, and then probably the bass at the bottom. Oh, no, bluegill, then bass. Not a big bass eater. Like to catch them. Haven't seen too many largemouths this season. This year, to be honest. Kids across the lake are doing some fishing. They just caught a pretty big bass. Looks like a spot, but they're having a good time. They're probably like 8. And throw out, see what we can't get. Also got a Ned rig. Hey, thanks for checking out the channel. Shout out to those 3 people, man. I hope you guys are having a fantastic freaking Thursday. You know, normally I jump on here and tell some stories about some crazy stuff that's been happening, but unfortunately, nothing crazy's been happening. So it's just low-key fishing in the backyard today. Ned rig caught up in some bushes, so we're just gonna say F it and try to move on. Beautiful day on the lake. Water's kind of kicking up. Wind. Live out on the coast, so it's always windy. But today it's just a light breeze, probably around 20, 25. So no complaints. The rest of the state's under a heat advisory, but it's cold here. I think we had a high of like 64 today, so 64 with a 25-mile-an-hour breeze. You know what? I got a little story time since we're just hanging out. I'm old, so I was on Facebook, like most older people. There's a bite. Can we get him? Oh, we got it. Ooh, he's fighting a little. He's taking drag. I might have to get up off my chair. Come on. Oh, yeah. Woo! That's a fucking PB. Look at that. I didn't even have to get up. That is probably a 2-pound. No, let's be realistic here. 1.5 pounds. Speaking of largies, let's get it. Yeah, largemouth bass, baby. Let's get him. Louis the largemouth bass. Look at that guy. He is freaking gorgeous. Hi, buddy. I'm gonna get him back. Largemouth. Wow, for the win. That's a good sized bass here in out at the coast. We don't get water temperatures that never get above 70 here, so we don't get the large bass that you would in like eastern Washington. But come on, we can't get one like for that largemouth bass. Come on. Nailed it. Absolutely crushed it. So pretty stoked about that. I'm gonna bait it up and throw out. I was expecting a little yellowy perch, but that guy was a giant. I mean, every bit of 2 pounds, which is uncommon. We don't get 10-pound bass out here at the coast. Like I said, we just don't have the water temperature for it. Let's spin it, man. That was a good fish. If you're just getting here, running back about 2 minutes, you know. Let's rebait. Let's throw out. Let's get another one. I was expecting the yellow perch, not a 3-pound bass. I know it's YouTube and I can say whatever I want, but easily a 2-pounder. That was exciting, and he wasn't even a spot. So, all right, where were we on this hanging out story time? Oh yeah, all right. So like, I'm old, so I'm on Facebook, and this guy I hadn't talked to in shit probably 20 years hits me up and he's like, "Hey man, how you?" And I knew who he was. We weren't real close in high school, but like we knew each other. Like I gave him a ride to school a couple times and stuff. And he hits me up and he's like, "I'm in a nursing home," and I'm like, "Bro, you're only 40. What are we doing?" And he told me that he had a rough childhood, and we all kind of knew that growing up. And he'd been in and out of these psych wards, like mental hospitals. And I'm pretty compassionate, there's a bite there. Let's see what we got. And so he hits me up and he's like, yeah, I've been in and out of these mental hospitals since high school. And I said, "Oh man, that's tough. Are you doing okay now? And he's like, yeah, I'm okay. I'm just look. And then he hits me up. He's like, "Hey, do you remember this girl?" And I said, yeah, I remember, I remember her, and I don't know whatever happened to her. I think she moved out of town, and, I haven't talked to her in freaking 20 years, and even in high school, she was too cool to talk to me, so, like, he's like, "Well, bro, when we were in 11th grade, I made a pact with her that if neither one of us were married by the time we were 40, then we would marry each other." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." Like, I'm sure she's just fucking dying for that to happen since you've been in, like, the mental hospital for the last fucking 20 years. I'm sure you sound like a catch, bro. But, like, so I get to thinking about this girl, and I haven't thought about this girl in probably 20 plus years. And we were never friends in the first place. You know what I mean? Just because you know somebody you went to high school or whatever doesn't mean you were ever friends. And so I'm like thinking back, I'm like, who did she even run with? Like I remember she was like the cool kids or like, but not the like preppy cool kids, but like the girl who hung out with the older guys. You know what I'm saying? The kind of like, I don't know, edgy. We'll say it like that. Edgy, smoking weed in like 8th grade type girl, hanging out with like college guys when she was in high school. And so I'm hitting up all my friends, asking around, saying like, "Hey, do you remember this girl?" And she went ghost, man. Like she never, and I guess it's kind of screwed up because I shouldn't give her out like her information in the first place. Like I 100% sure the last thing she wants is to talk to. I'm sure she's married. Shit, man. People my age are like 42 by now. That's about the only story time I got at the moment. That was a pretty monster bass. I'd like to get another one. I'm kind of targeting yellow perch, but just hanging out. Thanks for checking me out on a Thursday. I appreciate you. If you're new here and you want to jump up in the chat and let me know who you are or what you fish for, I'll be all right with that. I'm always looking for fishing buddies. It's kind of why I started YouTubing. Salmon season out here on the coast. Everybody's out catching big fish, and I'm trying to get out there and catch big fish too. But the wind and the waves just aren't cooperating. I'm a fair weather sailor. You know, the older I get, the angrier my stomach seems to be for no reason. And I've been out at the jetty. I live not too far from the North Jetty. Planning on shooting a video for that. North Jetty Fishing 101. If you're from Washington, you know what I'm talking about. If not, a jetty's just a big pile of rocks, goes out into the ocean. Catch giant ass salmon off of it in theory. Or rock fish or lean cod or anything. I just can't get the ocean to cooperate at the moment. Can't even get the perch to cooperate at the moment. It's a slow go for sure. Wind's really kicking up. Cue the best friend. Hey, come here. Oh, you can always tell she dug a hole because her nose is all dirty. But she's like a Chiweenie, which is like a Chihuahua Dachshund mix. And her favorite thing to do is like burrow. Like I'll come out and there'll be like a 3-foot hole in the yard and she's dug herself like a little fox den. You know, I was pretty stoked about that bass, but I figured I'd be getting little perch like crazy. Hey, shout out to people we got up in here. Thanks for taking the time to check us out. Dropping mics. Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? Hey, shout out to that one shy lurker. Don't be afraid, bro. I don't bite. Well, I do, but I charge extra. And I just got my shots. I think we're going too shallow. Need to move that bobber around. The line's getting pretty chewed up, though. Wouldn't mind another one of those big old bass. It's kind of trying to target yellow perch. I've been out feeding them every morning. I wake up, not every morning, every other day. Every other day I come out, throw out a handful of this wild fish food, and it's really fattened up all my perch. Bluegill and the bass don't seem too interested in it. But the yellow perch have been going nuts. I mean, I've been pulling out, you know, pound and a half. Yellow perch don't get real big, but they're real tasty. Sorry, I'm not more entertaining on this one. Normally I got a topic or a story or something I want to talk about, but helps me out if you want to jump in the chat. Let me know where you're from and what you fish for. I mean, what else you got going on Thursday, right? If you want to see an actual fish catch, rewind it back like 5 minutes, man. I hook up a monster bass. Alright, that's an exaggeration. I live in the Pacific Northwest. That water is like 68 degrees. And you're like, bro, the Pacific Northwest is like 80, 90 degrees right now. And it is 80 miles that way. I live out in the middle of nowhere, right next to the coast. And current temp is Probably about 61, maybe 62. I think we had a high of 64 today, which was balmy. Missing bites, not happy about that. Stuck on some weeds. Lost my wormy. You know, with that chop, it might be a good time to throw a spinner. Maybe a soft plastic. I got the bait caster there with the Ned rig on standby. Red wiggler or night crawler, what's your favorite? Leave me a comment if you feel like it. Something to be said about a good night crawler. You don't have to use the whole worm. You can chunk up a night crawler and get, you know, lots of good casts out of it. But I think the red wigglers dance a little more on the hook. Give you that kind of edge. Let's not got our bobber on there right, fishing upside down. Are we ready for the desperate cry of every fisherman ever? Hey, fishy, fishy, fishy. Right, that's the goat. I'm behaving like a 6-year-old. Keep playing with that bobber. Can't tell if it's moving or if it's just the wind kicking it around. I think it's just the wind kicking it around. But with all that nonsense said, I want to fix my bobber. No. Damn, cutting some grass, losing bait for no good reason. Running low on bait. Said, Unc, run down to the gas station, get some more bait. Well, sir, my gas station is 25 miles away. No, it depends on the gas station. I got one closer, but they don't, oh, they do sell bait. All right, it's only like 6 miles, but like, I already got my pajama pants on, like slippers. I ain't trying to go on a bait run at the moment. One big bass. Let's see if we can't hook up like a perch. I'm looking for a yellow perch. That is kind of what I am speaking into existence. I wouldn't mind another 2-pound bass though. We'll see how it goes. Bobber is still upside down. It kind of straightened itself out. Wouldn't mind throwing the old speed worm around since there's bass in the air. I was just hoping not to have to get up, but when you know I'm snagged. Hey, that was pretty easy. We'll live with that. You know, everybody loves those whopper ploppers, buzz baits. But you know what catches the most bass, man? That. A Ned rig and a soft plastic. You know, you can spend your $100 on your whopper ploppers and jackhammers, and I have caught more bass on a Ned rig with the speed worm than any $50 bait. Wow, I don't know who's been using this rod, but this thing is not dialed in at all. And I know it was me. It was me using it. But it is just tighter than your prom date. Sorry, weird reference. Throw the speed worm around, see if we can't hook up. I know there's bass in the area. I got a big one on that worm. Let's see what we can do. What we can do is backlash the crap out of our reel. All because we're too lazy to stand up. Everybody's like, oh, get a bait caster, man. They're so cool. They're smooth as butter. Yeah, I guess they are. If you have them like perfectly dialed in, bait casters are neat. Ooh, missing a bite on this one though. Swimming right at us. Let's see what we got. Don't make me stand up. What do you, all of that fighting for you. Come here. Oh, flipped. What do we got? We got a bluegill. Come on. Hit that like button for that bluegill. Oh, buddy. Don't spine me. Offering free nose piercings. Beautiful hookup. Bluegill, brim, what do you call him? Brim for the win. Naming him Mario. We did Luigi earlier on the largemouth bass. Mario the bluegill. Back you go. Thanks for playing. All right, a little multi-species. A little multi-species action on a Thursday. We got one largemouth bass, one bluegill, but looking for that yellow perch. Want me a yellow perch. Red Wiggler for the win. Never ceases to fail. Anytime I try to run two rods, I always get nailed on the bobber. Bobber always, as soon as I pick up the bait caster, throw it back out there. You know, it's so funny, last few times I've been out here, it's just yellow perch after yellow perch, can't keep them off. Today we got that big bass, and you know, and I hate calling it a big bass, because if you're in like Alabama, Florida, the South, anywhere where it gets warm, your bass are, you know, you can get 8, 9, 10 pounds. Here, a big bass is like 2, 3 pounds, and we're getting bit right now. Come on. Probably got my bait. We'll leave it there. Nope, still got bait, still getting a bite. Ooh. Almost sent that little guy to the moon. We'll throw back out there. We're in, no, not, oh, come on. You know, every time you're fishing, you're like, what are the odds of that happening? And I guess apparently pretty good. Murphy's Law, right? If it... Ouch, sorry, hopefully you don't have headphones on. I like these little wireless mics. They just never stay put. Ever. Bloop. All right. Hopefully we got another worm. We'll see. I know we're getting down there. Maybe we'll throw that Ned rig around. You know, I always say I'm just gonna be lazy. I'm just gonna sit in my chair. I'm gonna do some fishing. And it always turns into like tying on 30 different lures, throwing all kinds of stuff. We're out of worms, so I guess it's gonna be a speed worm and a Ned rig. Let's get it. 2 fish down though. Decent sized bluegill, and we'll call it like a Washington 8 on that bass. Let's see where we're at with this guy. You know, my soft plastic's looking a little flimsy, but let's see if we can't cast down and catch something big. Oof. What we can catch is another backlash. Get a bait caster, bro. You'll love it, bro. You know how many times I've backlashed a spinning reel? Once when I was 7, you know? Come up. One come up. Come on. That's my best friend. You know, it's weird being middle-aged. If you would have told me in my 20s I'd be best friends with a Chihuahua, I would have laughed at you. But here we are. I am not fishing this right at all. I cannot off. I'm gonna switch it up. If we're gonna fish, let's do it right. You know, here I was trying to be lazy, but let's stand up. We'll raise you guys up. Let's catch some fish. If we're gonna do it, let's do it, right? If you guys could stay still, that'd be cool. Sorry, I'm not a cameraman. I'm barely a YouTuber. Bloop. Let's get it. Beautiful, beautiful evening. Sun's starting to go down. Let's throw that Ned rig around. We already got 1 bass. Let's see if we can't hook up again. Just kidding. Yes, sir. Ta-da! I am either, you know what? I've been on this quest all summer long and have failed to do it. I think now is the perfect time. Are you ready? Drum roll. I'm going to introduce you to my arch enemy. I have an absolute hatred for this particular lure. Everybody's like, you got to do it, man. You haven't caught a bass until you've done it on one of these. And I haven't. And I've been trying. I've been trying every pond, everything I can to get a catch. And if you watch the channel, you know what I'm talking about. If you're new here, I'll go ahead and introduce it. This is my arch enemy. I hate this fucking lure. I have never caught, and you know, I'm trying hard not to curse. Almost had it. I don't think I have this live until now. I'll watch it back after the fact. But topwater frog, is today the day? I mean, probably freaking not. But we're gonna throw it out. We're gonna see what we can do. I mean, that's all you can do, right? Let's throw this guy around. Hey, welcome to the backyard pond. See if we can't hook up, man. This is a good spot for you guys. How's that look? can go down a little bit, see the water. Sun setting, I'm terribly out of focus. It's alright. Audio's good, right? Kind of throwing into the wind. If you want to see an actual catch, rewind back about 10 minutes ago. I absolutely got crushed by the pretty nice largemouth. You ever been to a part of the country and you're like, wow, the girls here are like a 6, but if it was the same girl in a different part of the country, she'd be like an 8 or 9. That's kind of how I feel about bass fishing here where I live. It's we'll call it a Washington 10, but in theory it was probably just a 2. Sun's going down, just kind of working that frog, hoping for the best. I think I found what this reel was dialed in for. I think I was throwing this frog last time. You know, I've been at this, I'm probably close to 1,000 casts, not tonight, but 1,000 casts deep with this damn frog, and I have had zero luck. Wish I could angle you guys a little bit better, but my tripod's kind of sketch. Says every YouTuber ever, right? Blames all the different gear. Let's keep throwing that frog. We're gonna catch it. We're gonna catch. You know, whoa, hey. Yo. Hey. Stinky River Tom. Thanks for stopping by, man. Thanks for checking out the live, doing a little bit of bass fishing in the backyard pond. I don't think I've talked to you before, so I'm gonna go ahead and like fish check you, man. Like, where are you from? What do you fish for? Let me guess. I'm pretty good at this. So, Stinky River. I'm thinking trout, maybe bass. No, yeah, you wouldn't. Trout fishermen guys wouldn't really say Stinky River because they're all like, I fish in the mountain with waders. So you're not a trout guy. So that kind of probably rules out that. Yes, my guess is you're a bass fisherman from like Ohio, the Midwest. I'm getting like Midwest vibes. Am I close, bro? Where are you from? What do you fish for? Did I already miss it? My live chat doesn't stay up. I apologize. Did he already take off? Stinky River Tom. Where'd you go, bro? I forgot what I was fishing. I was running like hell thinking it was a speed worm. But we run in that topwater frog. We're about 2 hours from sunset. A little bit windy. Sorry for the the wobble, but I live on the Washington State coast, and we got a light breeze, about 30 miles an hour out of the north. North being that way, in case you were wondering. I'm just slow working that frog. I've been on this frog kick all summer long, trying to hook up. But I feel cursed. To be honest, I feel cursed. Everybody's like, oh, I got one on a frog. but I haven't yet to do it. Got a little set of lily pads. I'm just kind of hopping them through. I gotta admit, I like the weedless aspect of that frog. Can't be done. This is what we got. I mean, just a little, I think it's a Booyah crash pad. And it looks just like all the other bullfrogs. Well, my bullfrogs are a lighter green, so it doesn't quite look like them. But I can't imagine why. And that's how you know summer is kind of coming to an end. Because normally the pond, you just hear the frogs going like crazy. But the last couple weeks, they've been quiet. And that's how you know days starting to get shorter. I might really go hard at this frog thing. I've been wanting to catch one on a frog for the last 2 months. And I've tried everything. You know, they're like, you get advice, because if you don't know, you don't know, right? So I've tried reeling it up, stopping, tried working it down the bank line. Windy, not windy. Name it, I've done it. I just never had any luck. I have got bit twice, like where they come up and bite it, but the hook just doesn't go in. Let's see if we can not snag the tree. That'd be great. Throwing with that 30-mile-an-hour wind, I almost spooled myself. There's probably about 200 yards of 15-pound mono, and threw it into the wind. About spooled myself. Sorry, the lighting's terrible. It's okay if I stay in focus, but I'm trying to get some of the water. I guess I could invest in a ring light, but I don't feel like, I don't know, one thing at a time. I'm trying to get better all the time, better audio, better video. But I just kind of draw the line at a ring light. I'll just stay in focus. How's that? You're like, bro, you look better out of focus. Facts. You know, I'm only going to throw the same lure 300 times without a bite before I switch it up. Tweakers are starting to wake up. You can tell because there's like motorcycles. They live about 4 houses down that way. And you figure, oh, move out in the country. There won't be tweakers, but it turns out there's more. And they all ride motorcycles. Not like good Harleys or anything. We're talking like, well, a couple of them have A couple of them have some Harleys. I'm not gonna hate too much. Man, I absolutely got crushed. I had that largemouth earlier, and you know, you can't really call it a PB if you don't have a scale. But he was definitely a nice looking bass. I figured now would be the time. Sun's going down. Now or never on this meet my arch enemy. If you have ever caught a bass, hey, wow, sunset. Actually, the sun's setting that way over the ocean, but it's reflecting nicely into my neighbor Sourdough Dave's house. I live on a pond. There's like 5 Daves, and that one over there is German. Not well, you guys can't see it, but that way is German Shepherd Dave. That guy is Jesus Dave. Over here we got Sourdough Dave. So you have to name all the Daves according to their hobbies, and like that one's Jesus Dave because there's like a big cross on his garage. German Shepherd Dave, pretty self-explanatory. And this guy right there, looks like a golden sun, is Sourdough Dave. He makes, and it's ironic because everybody knows like Dave's Killer Bread. Like that dude makes like the best sourdough bread you've ever had. And I mean, it's not saying much because nobody really likes sourdough bread unless you're like a weirdo. Like the same people who like sourdough bread are the same people who like bread and butter pickles. Sorry, less talking, more fishing, right? Tight Lines TV. Yeah, bro. Like, do you need the link to my OnlyFans? Just kidding, man. We'll do a quick fit check. Let me get you guys off that tripod. You ready for this fit check? Yeah, no, man, it's an old man. And you're like, why is that old dude wearing a sweater in the middle of August? Because it's 64 degrees where I live. Boom. What you know about that, man? What you know about the Bear Claw slippers? If you're edging to this video, please stop. What, man? What you hating on the slippers for? Man, first off, thanks for checking out the live. I appreciate that. It's Thursday, man. Doing pretty all right, you know, wishing it was Friday, but just hanging out in the back. Monster bass. I say monster, but like I live on the Pacific Northwest, and more specifically the coast, and our water temp's like 60, 66 degrees, so the bass don't get huge like they do in other parts of the state, or, you know. So like I'd call it a Washington 10, but it was probably only like maybe 2.5, 3, 2.5. You can run it back. I don't want to lie too much, even though it is YouTube. Just throwing a frog, a combat frog, and I am on this fucking summer-long quest to hook up on this combat frog, pocket frog, whatever you want to call them. Tight Lines TV. So I'm guessing you got a channel. Where are you from, and what do you fish for? If you love frog fishing, all right, bass, and I'm thinking tight lines. I'm thinking like Midwest. You're not really giving me like South vibes, but I'm thinking a bass fisherman from the Midwest somewhere. PA? You from PA, bro? Let me know. And I absolutely hate frog fishing. Everybody's like, You gotta do it. It's the best. Topwater Explosions. And I'm about that. The Dakotas. I was way off. Last time I was in the Dakotas was Sturgis. Sturgis 20... I think the last time I was there was 2015, something like that, so it's been a while. But, the Dakotas, huh. What are you fishing for out there, man? Whatever bites? Perfect. Appreciate that sub, bro. Nice, man. I'm out on the coast. This summer I kind of got into bass fishing. I live on this pond. It's not too big. It's about 5 acres, 7, 8 if it rains, Fed by a larger lake that way and runs out into the, like a bay. It's called the Willapa Bay. I live in the Pacific Northwest. And I guess if I'm going for like my favorite fish of all time, it's got to be salmon, man. And it's salmon season where I live now. I go offshore and I do salmon fishing. I also do halibut and occasionally tuna, but we got to run out real far to get the tuna. And I'm a chicken, bro. At the end of the day, I'm a chicken. Like, I don't like taking out the boat if I can't see the see the land. I started this at I think like 6, so it's probably 7 p.m. around there, I would imagine. But yeah, I started. Okay, so there's like a 3-hour difference, too. Yeah, 8, 9, 10. I think I had to use my fingers there, my calculator. But yeah, appreciate the like. Walleye. We got big walleye on the other side of the state. But I haven't done walleye in a long time, man. I moved out to the coast about 5 years ago from All right, Mr. Tight Lines, thank you for swinging by and checking it out and leaving a comment, man. I hope to see you around. Hope you have some dreams about walleye, bro. Ooh, that was... About walleye? About bass? I don't know, man. Sometimes I ramble. Something to do about fish, I'm sure of that. About how nobody actually catches bass on topwater frogs. It's a myth. How everybody says, oh man, so I was never really a bass fisherman. Like, it was just never my thing. But like, like I got friends and family. I don't have family, I got friends, and they'd always buy me all this gear. So I ended up with a bunch of like, for their kids. Like, that's kind of... Yeah, man, that's kind of where I'm at on this frog. I've been trying to do it because it's kind of like the cool thing to do, I guess. But all my friends' kids buy me different gear, but they don't know shit. You know what I'm saying? So they're buying me like mystery tackle boxes from Walmart. And long story short is I ended up with a bunch of bass gear, a bunch of, Ned rigs and soft plastics and frogs and poppers, and all of it was good gear. Just sat in my garage forever, just never used it. And we are deep on this backlash. So I just started this summer. I mean, you know, I've caught bass before as like a kid and stuff. I just never, it was never my target species. So this summer I just been hitting it hard, you know, checking out new ponds and, you know, I got old, man, just fell into a rut where I'm just fishing for the same kind of fish, you know, and, wanted to switch it up, you know, because like I said, I live out on the coast, and it turned into, you know, here I claim to be a fisherman, but all I did was catch, you know, 6 or 7 salmon a year, and a couple halibut, you know. So I kind of wanted to get back into fishing, you know what I mean? So I started this channel, and I went live every day fishing. That's it, man. And you know, they're kids, so they don't know what to get you. They just get you stuff because, you know, they think it's, well, this is unfortunate because we are about 150 yards out, and our line is just, not doing well. So, I mean, I guess we'll have to go ahead and hand line this frog in. But, yeah, no, so I've been bass fishing now. I mean, like trying, you know what I'm saying? I've always caught bass. They've always been around since I was sneaking into, yeah, tight lines, bro, for sure. Good to see you, man. Thanks for stopping by, dropping up in the chat. I absolutely appreciate it. And I know that term's overused, like everybody appreciates everything now, which is kind of fucking weird. But hey, I guess I'll stay hip on the lingo. I appreciate you stopping by, man. Appreciate the 5 people. Hope everybody's having a good Thursday. But I'm about to wrap this up. One largemouth, bluegill. I was looking for that perch, just couldn't get it. This has been Outdoors with Unc, reminding you, go outside, catch a fish. It's good for your soul. Catch you on the next one. Peace.